Hello and welcome back to the Fox Strength Performance YouTube channel. I am Taylor Fox and we're back at Power Build Warrington today. So this is going to be a log press session, continuing with this kind of like idea of a little bit lower volume, shorter sessions, but still doing a lot of work overall in that time period. So this is log press, and then I'm going to throw sandbag today. So I started off with some burpee lateral jumps to get that dynamic movement in. The template has kind of been a dynamic movement, a jump throw type of movement to get started. That's really what I've enjoyed doing lately to build that explosiveness, build that power, and then moving in the main movements that I have on deck for the program. So one of them is log viper press. I've really been working on this a lot lately. And like the best thing I think for me right now is to do a lot of dynamic effort, repeated sets, and work on that technique. I felt pretty good with like a 285 for a triple the one day. I came back to that the next week and it didn't feel so good, a little beat up. And I was like, I think the best thing, like watching Nick Camby, he would do like 235 for like these 4 or 6 sets of 3, and he's done 420 for a double on log viper. So I'm like, I really don't need to be that heavy. So I had started off with 185 the first week and really plowed through those sets, and now I'm up to 205. And with minimal equipment on, just wearing some elbow sleeves and a cuff for my right elbow, this all feels really nice. And I kind of do an alteration of these kind of repeated reps where I never put the log down, and then I'll go back into dropping the log like I would like with a heavier weight in competition. I feel like I get a nice rebound doing it the way like where I'm never putting the log down, and then I do this more for specificity. And then the one thing I've watched from Nick too is that kind of like stand up halfway to really hug the log tight to your body and then sit back down. I feel like a lot of this movement is like the muscle reflex, so getting that pop and being able to produce a lot of force through the whole body. So really, I like to, at least with like the original technique that I was practicing, I'll stand all the way with the log and then I'll just pop into the lat position. But that little bit of a stand and then pop back down to get the log tighter to my chest, I feel like it's a nice snap into the log, and I really feel like a lot better about how it's moving. But then I want to be comfortable like just being able to sit down into the lap and hit the rep from there. Like I don't always want to have to rely on like standing up, making sure I have the log like exactly down to the centimeter where I want it. But you know, if I only have 10 seconds left on a rep, like I'm there like checking the clock, like how much time do I have left to go? Like you have to be in that mentality for a competition where it's like you have 60 seconds on the clock, we're trying to do max reps. Battle at the bridge is going to be 300 pounds, max reps in 60 seconds. So that's the thing where it's like, okay, like I need to be able to pick that log up right away and just get into the rep just like that. So I felt pretty good with these today, very happy. And I didn't film all 6 sets, but I did film, I think, 4 of them out of the 6, and felt like it really moved well. Elbows feeling a lot better. The pain was getting down to my wrists was feeling a lot better. And then we got into sandbag, which is a mixed bag. And, you know, I feel like I've had a lot of weakness in this event, so I was like, let's just add it back in. I have the throwing bag that I brought into Power Build for one of my clients because it's a 50-pound bag, so a little bit lighter to carry. So I'm like, let's just start throwing because it's something I definitely need to work on. And I made a lot of progress training for this for nationals, getting the technique down, a little bit of hop again to get that stretch reflex going, and then go right into the bag throw. And that's going to be kind of more of the quick version of it. Like a lot of the throwing events in Strongman are like series events where you're hitting one bag and the next bag going all the way up to like 5 or 6 bags. And that one was rough because I held on to it too long. And again, going back and forth, it's kind of tough, like the technique, but I want to be able to grab that bag and get it out of my hands quickly. So practicing that technique. But then as I went through, I was like, I'm just not getting the same feel that I had a while back when I was training for nationals. Like I felt like I had made a major breakthrough. That one was good height, but obviously didn't get back towards the wall enough. And then I remembered I had been doing like a double swing technique to really get good stretch reflex through the backswing, and it gave me a lot of power coming forward. So you'll see that towards the end. That one was a little bit better, which is nice. But the big things are just getting that triple extension and letting go of the bag at the right time. So I tend to hold on to the bag too long, and then also kind of like have a lot of power leakage through my feet where I'll split the legs, kind of like that. It's annoying, and I feel like I'll throw one really well, and then I'll be like, every single rep should be like that, and then I come back for the next rep, and it's just a little bit off. And I try to hit some reps clustered together to simulate that series, but then I also want to make sure that I recover, get that high energy system back in check before hitting the next throw. And I think after this rest, this throw isn't that great. But again, I think maybe I hit the wall. I know I hit the wall on one of them, but I think it was that one. And again, splitting the legs, so I'm not extending fully, not releasing at a good point. But that's the thing with throwing. It's just like, we'll just come back and do another one. And I think maybe after this round, I realized, like, okay, this is actually how you're supposed to do it. Like, or at least this is how I would want to do it for a max height. If I do it like this for a series, it's like I'm going to be dead last because I'm not going to finish in any kind of time. But I think this is a great way to like set up to like know how it should feel, get that big stretch, and then there should be a sink. So the bag should come pretty low relative to the ground. A nice drill is to like put a water bottle in front of you, so you should knock the water bottle over when you come through on the swing. And then if you're not getting low like that, you're going to lose power that way, and then you're also going to lose power if you're not releasing at a good point and if you're not extending back. So these reps all kind of looked good as far as like my triple extension, my backswing, and then swing through on the end, and the dip that I was getting, and then getting that power upward. So in the end, pretty happy with it. It was a solid session, and we'll keep working on it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, keep lifting those heavy weights and hold strong.